Hi guys, this is Bill from Spencer1984.com with the final work in progress update to the Pizza Planet truck. Now, the last major task is going to be the rear cap, but before I get to that, I wanted to show you where I was with the rest of the build. So I've added a few more things to the back here, some tools, a couple of cans of oil, a rope, and underneath, these here are the splice point where the upper and lower electronics all come together. So I've got the battery in the spare tire well, got it going up through the frame to the switch here behind the transmission, and then up through the back of the cab to the roof. So once I ran all the wires through, I twisted them together here, put a little shrink tube on them, and now I can just tuck them up behind the cab, and you'll never see them. Did check it, everything works, so we're good to go. So that's pretty much it for the truck, and now we'll get to work on the cab. So first thing I need to do is I'm going to take some measurements. Got about 75 millimeters for the length of the bed here. And I've got about like 16 millimeters from the top of the bed to the top of the cab. And I'm going to transfer that to some 40 thousandths or 1 millimeter thick sheet styrene here. This out of the way. Start, we'll mark off 75 millimeter for the bottom, and then go up to 16, mark that off. And the cap on this truck has a pretty good kick up in the back, so let's go up about 30 millimeters in the back. Put it at a bit of an angle here. There's my 30, and there's my back edge. I'm going to draw a straight edge for the main part of the roof. Start at that corner and kind of slope down a little bit. I want to go all the way to that lower mark I made, because it does have the little kick up where the window is. So what I'm going to want to do is come straight back for that and then up. Something like that. There is my rough outline. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut out 1 and 2. I've got matching sides for it. And now I need to draw some windows on it. So same thing, got my main window and my little oval window. And I've got them drawn so that the slope follows the back edge of it. And I'm going to take it, cut them out. And now that I've got one set of windows cut out, I can use this as a template and transfer that to the other side. And now I've got 2 matching sides. And I just used a little bit of half round there to make the window gasket. While I was at it, I also made myself a rear window. It's out of the same 1 millimeter thick plastic. So now it's time to put my main pieces together. And for that, I'll be using my Tamiya extra thin cement. I'm going to be building off the rear window, so that's going to be the easiest way for me to keep everything square. So my first side down, right tight to the edge there. And just hit that corner, a little bit of the cement. Hold it into place for a few seconds, and they do not lie about it being quick setting. It's ready to go. I'm going to do the other side, same way. Put it up nice and tight to the edge there. Hold it in place, and hit it with a little cement. Now, although this is quick setting, I do have a few minutes where I can make any final adjustments just to make sure that the corners are as tight as I can get them. So I'm going to want to do as little sanding as possible. It's looking pretty good now. So at this point, I'm going to take some 1/2 millimeter plastic and put the roof on it. Now, I used 1/2 millimeter thick because that gave me enough flexibility so that I can get the curves there by the window. I also added a couple of braces inside to make sure that the width remained exactly how I needed it. and a couple little pieces just inside the bottom, so that I take my truck and it will just snap right into place, just like that. Give it a little turn around here, see how it looks. And overall, I think this is a pretty good base. Got it curved so that it fits the back of the truck cab. And overall, I think I'm pretty happy with the results here. The next step is going to be to cut the overhang from the roof panel. I didn't cut that as an exact fit like I did the rear window, because the roof actually narrows as it goes back because of the way that it has that little kick up for the top window. So instead of trying to monkey around and figure out the exact math for it, that I cut a little bit wide, and I'm just going to go through, trim it, I'm going to paint it, do a little bit of weathering, and I will be right back with this. And here it is, painted and weathered. I did the main gaskets in really dark gray, put a little aluminum on the rear window frame, and I did the inside of it light gray instead of stark white, just give it a little extra depth in there. Weathering might be a little heavy-handed, not entirely sure, especially on this side here. Might want to tone it down some, not entirely sure yet. Let me know what you think of that. And for the windows, most of them I'm going to be making out of this just plain flat clear styrene. But for these little blister windows, I'm going to be using these. It's just some off-the-shelf Benadryl, and I cut the ovals so that those would fit in there exactly. And cross-section, they're domed in both directions, so that'll actually give me the cross-section I'm looking for. And now just give it one last oopsie. There you go. Yeah, I'm still not sure if it's too heavily weathered or not. You can let me know what you think. Should I tone it down a little bit? Is it okay? I might have to adjust things after I put the windows in and give it the overall final dusting. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. And this is the last update before I get this wrapped up, because at this point I just need to put the windows in, I need to put the rear bumper and bumper stickers on, the side view mirrors, and I think that's just about it. So I'm going to have the finished photos of it next week. You can check back then, and thanks for watching.